All right, you guys, hold on. Let me get my stuff and we'll get started in a minute. All right, you guys, what's going on? This is your boy Town Biz. So I decided to hit y'all with a quick live. You know, usually I take my evening and do some videos and then, call it a night. But I'm finna make a grocery run, need to go grab some groceries. But nevertheless, I thought I'd hit y'all with some news and stuff. So it looks like not so fast with the zone, as the zone allegedly, according to several reports, is applying pressure to Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy to make the Boots fight. Because for the first time, well, I'm not going to say for the first time, this is actually a in-house, well, I'm not going to say an in-house, I'm going to say this is a network fight that makes sense. I mean, Oscar has a deal with the zone, Eddie Hearn has a deal with the zone, so it makes all the sense in the world. And I think they don't want to do any more gymnastics and jumping through hoops and all this kind of stuff and politics. Why, it's a fight that people want to see. It's a fight that people are clamoring for, and it's a fight that boxing needs right now. Whatever happened to this, the best fighting the best or making the best fights available? It just appears that Oscar is hesitant to make this fight. I keep telling y'all, what happened with Bud and Canelo is visibly got a lot of promoters or some of these fighters visibly shaken to make these type of fights. Should I say the black and brown fight? Because when they saw what Terrence Crawford did to Canelo, that just offset a lot of things because they thought this was a lick for Canelo. They thought this was an easy win for Canelo. And they underestimated Terrence Crawford, as many people did. And Terrence Crawford went in there and dominated Canelo. And now the world is shaken, or should I say, certain people in the boxing world is shaken by Bud's dominance. It wasn't the fact that he beat Canelo, it was how easy he beat Canelo. And a lot of people were visibly shaken by that. You had people saying, "Well, if you think Terrence Crawford is gonna win this fight, you're stupid." You had dude talking about, "Are you ready to feel the Mexican power?" Shit, what power? So I mean, what power? What power? Shit, Bud almost knocked Canelo out, and if they fight again, Canelo go get knocked out. So I just think I think they're scrambling right now because this was like this was like full steam ahead. Then all of a sudden something changed. I went there to cover the fight, one, because I was hoping that Boots was going to show up. He did. We was made to believe. Are you ready to feel the Mexican computer? Hey, you ain't got to worry about that. Bud beat that. Hey, Bud beat the computer. He beat that computer raw out of Canelo. What was left of it, he beat that Mexican meat out of Canelo. Yeah, I said it. So no, so, so computer. Yeah. So yeah. Shit. So now they're really shaken by this. Bud really shook the boxing world up. He offset a lot of stuff because that wasn't supposed to happen. That wasn't supposed to happen. While Canelo and a lot of people, and primarily a lot of these Mexicans thought this was going to be a lick for Canelo, they had they they turned off their TV in shock. They left that arena in shock. Whatever, however, they watched that fight. A lot of them were left in shock. And I think Oscar is like, we can have at least another fight like that where it's just I think Oscar thinks that Boots is gonna dominate Virgil Ortiz. But now, yeah. Well, see, well, listen. I was at the fight. I was there. How you gonna sit up there and try to say you the A side? You can't even get people in your own hometown to come see you. You couldn't even get, man. You couldn't even get 10,000 people to come see you. I think that stadium, the Dickies Arena at max, hold around 12, 13,000 people. It, it was so many empty seats there. So for and they lucky I didn't get to the podium because I was gonna ask Oscar that. I was gonna say, Oscar, what was the attendance? And you know, you don't want to be, listen, you don't want to go to these press conferences trying to be a wise ass. But at the same time, you have to ask these questions. Like I was gonna say, Oscar, how could you sit up there and say Virgil is the A side when Boots has been able to get 10,000 people to come see him in Philly? You keep talking like, come on, man. It's about drawing power. It's about drawing power. To be honest with you, Boots would be the A side. So I couldn't believe that Oscar actually let that come out his mouth. And I can't believe that he told a bold-faced lie like that. All of a sudden, right before our eyes in the post-fight press conference, something just changed. Like now, all of a sudden, you don't want to make the fight. Oh, Boots better not come here because he gonna be, after Boots sees what Virgil does to Lubin, he's gonna be scared. Boots brought his ass right there. Now I know somebody gonna come there and say, come on here and say that Boots had a chance to fight Virgil Ortiz. Well, yeah, maybe not. Well, how about now? At this point, people ain't trying to hear it. But let me tell you what they're gonna do now. They're gonna try to deflect. What they're gonna do is they're gonna watch people make videos attacking Terrence Crawford. Oh, why don't Terrence Crawford fight Boots? Why don't Terrence Crawford give Boots his shot? Oh, well, Boots turned down a fight with Terrence Crawford. Why can't Terrence Crawford? I promise you, anything. There's people, I'm telling you right now, I've been doing this way too long. There's people right now that's making videos right now. They're going to try to deflect. They're going to try to throw this back at Terrence Crawford. They're going to try to boomerang this back to Terrence Crawford, and I'm not going for it. Terrence Crawford has earned the right to fight whoever he wants to fight. He's earned it. He's earned it. He doesn't have to fight Boots. At the end of the day, this should be a measuring stick. If Terrence Crawford sticks around, who is more worthy of a shot versus him. And what made me like I said, I'm watching that press conference and I'm listening to Virgil Ortiz, I'm listening to Oscar De La Hoya, and they brought up Errol Spence. Where in the hell did Errol Spence name come into the equation? Errol Spence, a dude who haven't fought in 2 years? Like, man, are you kidding me? Like, what are you guys doing? So I'm not trying to, but I've been doing this for way too long. I already know that they're gonna try to deflect. They're gonna try to see. Well, tell Boots to go after Terrence Crawford. No. This is a fight that makes all the sense in the world. These are dudes that are supposed to be the the future, to take boxing to the. I thought boxing was about the best fighting the best. Who cares if Virgil loses to Boots? At the end of the day, he fought him. I do think, see, this is the damage that Floyd has done to boxing. This 50-0 stuff. See, that's Floyd's security blanket. Because now everybody want to be like Floyd. Everybody want to try to protect their O. Everybody. These new generation of boxers, they whether they lose or not. Like I said before, Hagler lost fights. Sugar Ray Robinson lost fights. Roy Jones Jr. lost fights. Larry Holmes lost fights. Mike Tyson lost fights. Lennox Lewis lost fights. Sugar Ray Leonard lost fights. Roberto Duran lost fights. Hearns lost fights. Not only did Hearns lose fights, he got slept in a few of those fights, but he still went on to become a Hall of Famer. He's still a boxing legend. But now these dudes, they don't want to fight anybody. They want to take less risk and make as much money as possible. Look at what Tank is doing. Tank ain't got nobody to fight. He ain't got no opponent. He ain't got nobody to fight. But he want to sit up here and tweet about and talk about Victor Conte. And then once again, you see, I exposed everybody. I exposed all these boxing media people. I exposed all these coons. I exposed all these racists. Y'all saw me do an interview with Robert Garcia this past Saturday. It's on the channel. I did a video. What type of shirt he had on? He had a snack shirt on. Nobody made one fucking video accusing him of anything. Nobody made one fucking video accusing his fighters of being on anything. But Terrence Crawford and Devin Haney is the ones that's using PEDs, who've never failed a drug test. So, yeah, Sweet Pea, he lost. They all lost. But this new generation of boxers, they just, like, they think they better than what they really are. And then they have this mentality they too good and all this type of stuff. They don't want to take chances no more. And then, like I said, you sit up there and you have Jamel Charlo with his goofy ass. He come to these boxing events, then he don't want to talk to nobody. He come there wearing goofy outfits, wearing goofy vests. But then when people try to do interviews with him, he don't want to talk to nobody. Like, for real, that's why people think he a hoe. That's why nobody in his hometown, his so-called adopted hometown, even though he was born in Lafayette, Louisiana, that's why a lot of people in Houston don't mess with him. So, for real, ain't nobody trying to hear that. So, like I said, Oscar, for them to do a straight switch up and say, oh, well, Boots, we want this amount of money out. Like, they want $10 million. They want $10 million. See, this is what I'm saying. And they're pricing, they said, listen, I have nothing against Virgil Ortiz. I have nothing against Virgil Ortiz. Listen, Virgil Ortiz and his father, they cool people. I spoke to them. I speak to people. You really get a vibe of how people is when you speak to them off camera. Now, I had a conversation with Teofimo Lopez, silly ass, and I told him straight, because he know what happened. He know what happened in Arizona. Watch that little interview, because Tio know who I am. Watch the little brief interview. Say, yeah, you remember what happened in Arizona? And he tried to act stupid. He knew what the fuck I was talking about. You know what happened in Arizona, but you lucky nobody. Like I said, I refused to. I didn't want to show that footage. I didn't want to show that video because I wasn't trying to. I wasn't trying to go viral. Didn't have to. I could have put that video up and went viral. Dude, you a damn lie. You a damn lie. Bud was fighting in Madison Square Garden multiple times before Top Rank got the exclusive deal with ESPN. Let me explain something to you. See, you talking to a dude that actually covered fight. Let me explain something to you about Madison Square Garden. If you don't sell no tickets and they don't make no money, they don't let you continue to fight there. So has Teofimo Lopez been back at Madison Square Garden since he fought Sandor Martin when he only sold 8,000 tickets? So thank you very much. Or should I say fuck you very much? You don't know what you're talking about, so sit your ass down. So don't sit up here trying to troll. Oh, appreciate that. Appreciate that. That's what I do. I try to give people the best footage possible, the real interviews. Now, like I said, I just wanted to give TL a brief reminder. I wasn't trying to sit up there and humiliate him. I could have. I could have. And the funny thing is, T.O., I see he didn't got out of that you notice T.O. trying to look more Latino now. He trying to look like a Mexican now, trying to have a little curl on top of his head and stuff. He didn't got out of the low fade thing now. He trying to appeal more to the Latino audience. Yeah, T.O. don't know. That's the problem with T.O. He have no direction. He don't know where he fit in at. He don't have no identity. That's the problem. If T.O. would have, see, here's the thing. See, T.O., if he would have just kept his mouth shut and would have been talking that stupid stuff about bananas and all that kind of stuff, he would have had a decent black following. See, the thing is with David Benavides, the reason why he has and why Arthur Beterbiev has such a big following, especially with the black community, because they kept their mouth shut. One thing about David Benavides, he's smart. He know what to say. Him and his father, they they know not to alienate people. And one thing about David Benavides, he grants the media a lot of access to him, and that's how you build your brand. So yeah, T.O. don't know which direction he want to go, but now he's trying to look more Latino now. Now he's trying to look like he trying to look passable. And I don't mean that passable that black passable. No, 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 no. We're no. No, we're not talking that, we're not talking that Carol Channing passable. No, we're not talking that. We're talking the passable, the Latino passable. But he need to work on that. Yeah, pretty much. And that's the thing. They don't even really accept Tiafimo. Like I said, if he would have kept his mouth shut, he would have, eventually he would have had people like me rolling with him. But he just got caught up. He started to get penis envy, and then he just started saying that stupid stuff. And then at the end of the day, I mean, if your wife would have got you for a couple of $1 million and then she was spending it on a black dude, I guess you would feel some kind of way. I mean, I guess. So, that's why he started talking all that stuff. But, I had a quick talk with him. Off camera. I ain't going to go exactly into details what was said, but, it is what it is. Hopefully he learned his lesson. Hopefully he can find his way back. But like I said, he don't know where he going. But let's get back to the zone. Yeah, the higher ups at the zone, they just not going for this anymore. Oscar is doing the same thing that he did years ago. He doing the same thing that the PBC, Top Rank, Matchroom, which all landed them in trouble with the major networks where they were blocking certain fights. And this is how all this started. This is why the networks got sick of boxing and said, you know what, you guys pack your shit and leave. Even though I think Zaffa Boxing is probably going to be a complete failure. Because at the end of the day, do they know how to build stars? Do they know how to build marketable boxers? You can sit up there and just have a boxing event and just put a whole bunch of nobodies in the ring and they knock each other out. But the thing is people going to pay top dollar to see it. Because if that's the case, you ain't doing nothing no different from them people on YouTube that be staging them backyard fights or be fighting at parks and shit. So I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So I hope Dana White have a real plan. I hope he don't think that's just gonna be the key. And another thing, they didn't invested like $7 billion in this stuff. So Dana White ain't gonna be able to do all that penny pinching that he think he gonna be able to do. Because boxing is a totally different animal than I know he trying to rewrite and restructure the Muhammad Ali Act, but at the end of the day, there's some stuff in the works to counter what he's trying to do. He made it sound good. When people go before these boards and stuff and had these congressional hearings and all this stuff, they make it sound good. They'll say they're going to do this, they're going to do that, and then they do the total opposite. It's a reason why UFC have all these class action lawsuits against them, these lawsuits against them, and they've lost. They lost lawsuits. Then, not to mention, Dana White is tied to this, alleged fixing fight stuff. So I'm just saying, no wonder he was trying so hard to dip into boxing. And if he think he gonna be able to just openly do that, he got another thing coming. So I'm just saying, I'm just saying now it's all starting to make sense. It's all starting to make sense why Dana White was so anxious to get into boxing because he may have got a heads up. He may have got a heads up from who, from the Donald himself. But then again, I think a lot of this stuff may be somewhat of a distraction to basically take the heat and so and take eyes off of the Donald because of the Epstein files. Because I find it mighty strange. All of a sudden, I find it mighty strange that now all of a sudden the government has an interest in sports when they knew that they've been doing this shit forever. They already knew that they've been doing this inside gambling on certain games. They've been doing this shit forever. Now all of a sudden they got an interest in it. It's been going on forever. So now all of a sudden they want to run these investigations. So this may be a distraction. So I'm just saying, I'm keeping my eyes open. But yeah. But like I said, this is how all this stuff started. So Oscar is basically trying to do what got a lot of these networks pissed off at these promoters. Boots, and Ortiz is one of the best possible fights that can happen in 2026. And here Oscar go with this crap. I gotta say what I gotta say, and it is what it is. Yeah, that's cool. They gave me credentials. That's cool. But I'm not finna be sitting up here. I'm not finna be nobody's puppet. I'm not finna be nobody's pawn. I'm not finna sit up here and just, fall back on certain stuff I believe. Because at the end of the day, you're not trying to make the best fight. I keep telling you, Bud altered what Bud did on September 13th. He altered a lot. He shook up boxing for real. He cost Dana White like $10 million because, like I said, a lot of people thought that was a lick. A lot of people thought that was a lick for Canelo. And I'm going to tell you right now, behind closed doors, Bill Haney is probably one of the most hated men in boxing. I know a lot of those Canelo fans can't still stand. I'm telling you right now, everybody that found out when Bill Haney was the one that told Bud to go after Canelo, I promise you they're gonna be the biggest Brian Norman Jr. fans come November 22nd. I guarantee you. I promise you, they root for Brian over. Listen, like I said before, I said I'm gonna stay neutral. I already have an idea who gonna win this fight, but I kept a word, and when Brian Dorbin tried to challenge me, you know what I'm saying? I pushed back. I'm a real Oakland cat. I was born here. I was born at Highland Hospital. I'm really Oakland. I'm not a dude that came from somewhere else, and I'm not a dude that came from somewhere else and grew up in Oakland. No, I didn't grow up in Oakland. I was born in Oakland. I was born in Highland Hospital in the Dubs, right between the borderline of the Dubs and Funktown. When I say I'm really Oakland, I'm Oakland. Well, I'm gonna keep pushing back. I got it. That's what I'm supposed to do. Like I said, I don't be scared of these dudes. Just like Blair the Flair, he was getting his ass cooked on Instagram for trying to talk stuff about Devin, and people clowned him for saying, talking about that Devin want to be Floyd so bad, and people was cooking him saying, dude, you wear nail polish, and your whole moniker is based off of a white wrestler by the name of Ric Flair. Now that's cool. I was a Ric Flair fan. But Blair, at the end of the day, you shut the fuck up, dude. You looking real dumb right now. So you got to sit this one out. And then I had to, Andre Durrell. He tried to talk slick. He tried to hate on Devin. I had to say, oh, this is coming from the same dude that got up crying, talking about I lost. I mean, that nigga was boo-hooing. That nigga was boo-hooing. I lost. That nigga was straight crying when he thought he got knocked out by by Arthur Abraham. Like, come on, bro. People saw that. I'm talking about you was straight boo-hooing. You was boo-hooing like Ben Stiller from Something About Mary. So, yeah. Oh man. Oh, Blad. Oh, you talk about DJ Blad that's suing people because they didn't want to give him an interview. You can't make like man. And I'm gonna tell you something else. Vlad is not from Oakland. And if I ever seen him, he better not ever show up to one of Devin's fights because he is not from Oakland. Dude, you is a tether from Ukraine. Bro, you a tether. You a white tether from Ukraine. You is not from Oakland. Chill ass out of here, dude. Yeah, so yeah, for real. So Vlad suing people out. Vlad suing people from man, come on, dude. Like I done got turned down for interviews so many times. I mean, it is what it is. You just gotta take it on the chin. You gonna win some, you gonna lose some. You know, because it been a couple of people, it's been celebrities that did ask to come on my channel, but I can't, our schedules don't meet. Like when one person say I could do it this day, I'm like I can't because I'm gonna either be at work or or I got something else going on. So like people watch my channel. Yeah, glad about as much from Oakland. Man, Vlad, I'll tell you how much Vlad is from Oakland. Vlad is about as much from Oakland as Vanilla Ice was when he was saying he was from Miami, which I don't know why he was ashamed to say he was from Dallas, Texas. What's wrong with Dallas? Dallas is straight. And what make it so funny, he wear that hair piece. That's what make it so funny. This clown that sat up here that made millions off off exploiting black culture. But that's what those dudes get for like talking to him. So that dude ain't from no damn Oakland. Dude, you from Ukraine, bro. You from Ukraine. You went to college at UC Berkeley. That's about it. And everybody knows that's from the Bay Area. Berkeley is the next city over. It is not Oakland. I can tell you right now, when even Berkeley, even though Berkeley is the next city over, you can tell the difference between Berkeley and Oakland instantly. Yeah, wearing that goofy hair piece. Like, dude, what? Come on, man. I don't know where these white boys and some of these white women be getting this thing that they got some permanent black pass because they sleeping with a black man or a black woman. Yeah, okay. Okay. Your guess is as good as mine's. So I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But yeah, yeah, I'm just saying though. But this is what but for real, you guys, this is what's going on. Like Bud really shook up the landscape of boxing with like people are just scrambling. So Bud almost single-handedly started a black murderers row. Because I think if Bud would have got knocked out, I think Oscar would have been more inclined to make that fight. Now all of a sudden they running away from this fight like for real. They running away from this fight like Harrison Ford on The Fugitive. Like when Tommy Lee Jones cornered him by that waterfall. And he said, I didn't kill my wife. And dude said, I don't care. He said, I don't care. This is exactly like, come on, man. And Oscar making, and I'm just saying, Oscar making himself look bad. Now, at the end of the day, Virgil is a dude that's supposed to be the next big thing. I thought boxing was about, I thought boxing was about securing your legacy, becoming a legend. Like I said, I named some of the greatest fighters in history. They all lost fights for the most part. You know, it's very rare you're gonna see. It's very rare you're gonna see. Andre Ward. Okay, yeah, Floyd. Floyd didn't lose a fight, but at the end of the day, there were certain fights that could have challenged Floyd's undefeated streak. He decided not to go that route. And this is what I'm saying about how Floyd hurt boxing to a certain degree with this undefeated stuff. Because everybody think they can beat Floyd. And they're not. There's only one Floyd Mayweather. There's only one Andre Ward. There's only one Joe Kazagi. There's only one Ricardo Lopez. There's only one Sinicia Estrada. They managed to get out of boxing undefeated. So I'm just saying, I'm just saying. They stood out. Oh yeah, Bud. Hey, everybody wanted a piece of Bud to me. I'm talking about everybody. Bud all of a sudden became an honorary Mexican. He became an honorary Indian. He became, I don't know, he became a samurai. I'm talking about Bud is a household name now. Man, I heard that Canelo was so embarrassed he was on that plane ride. They said he was in tears. They said Canelo was looking funny the whole plane ride back to Guadalajara because they thought Bud was a lick. Canelo said himself, he said, I couldn't figure him out. Do you really think Canelo want to go into a second fight with Bud and get his ass beat even worse? You think Canelo want to go into a second fight and get stopped? I'm gonna be honest with you. Floyd could have stopped Canelo if he wanted to. Even Floyd, listen. Floyd could have stopped Canelo. All this stuff about Canelo got a granite chin, and then Oscar De La Hoya, they blew Canelo out the water. They said, yeah, we intentionally protected Canelo from certain fighting styles. Oscar said that. Floyd could have stopped Canelo if he wanted to. Bibble could have stopped Canelo if he wanted to. We know, but I'm going to tell you right now, Canelo damn near, and I'm going to tell you something. Canelo, everybody that saw that fight, I was one of the first people that pointed it out. I went live. Canelo almost quit in that fight. He almost got knocked out in the ninth. That's why he had but to slow him down. And I'm going to tell you right now, they lucky they don't have 15-round fights no more. Because I can tell you, had that been a 13-round fight, Canelo was going to get knocked out. But no, he can knock Canelo out. So all this stuff, Canelo can't be knocked out. Pah! Why you think Canelo didn't take a second fight with Bibble? I was the one that went on record. People go, you're crazy, you're crazy. Bibble wouldn't knock shit. He almost, man, listen. Why you think when Canelo said, well, I'll fight him again, but he got to come down to, and Bibble said, all right, I'll come down to 168. And when he got his block on, he was like, did Canelo ever ask for a rematch with Floyd? No. Had Canelo said he want a rematch with Terrence Crawford, Canelo know what's going to happen to him. And his team know what's going to happen to him. Like I said, Bud altered a lot of stuff. He changed the landscape. Now, all of a sudden, the black and brown fight ain't sellable no more. No, now nobody wants to see it. You mean because so Mike Tyson want to fight Jake Paul again because now that the feds is looking at boxing? Is that why he want to fight? Is Mike Tyson trying to tell us? Is Mike Tyson trying to insinuate something? My thing is with Jake Paul, as far as that goes, Jake Paul is full of shit too. And I don't care. He full of shit too. He canceled that Tank fight because one, he was starting to get nervous about it, and then two, the fight wasn't selling. So now, and then from what I heard that Tommy Fury thing is cap. I heard that Tommy Fury is not going to take a fight on short notice. He's not going to take a fight on 1 month's notice to try to, and that wouldn't be fair to Tommy Fury. Once again, when was the last time Tommy Fury fought? Here we go. And this is why Jake Paul is not taken seriously. And then he gets mad when people question him. He throws a hissy fit when people say, hey, man, when are you going to fight a contender? Go fight a contender. At the end of the day, you didn't do boxing a favor when you tried to fight a little dude. And then you trying to talk shit about, Tank, is a woman beater and all that shit. Well, you didn't care that he was a woman beater when you gave him that contract. You didn't care about that. Tank's issues outside of boxing is highly documented. Everybody knows this. You can't sit up there and try to stand on moral principle. Get the fuck out of here, white boy. Yeah, I said it. And you can send it to Jake Paul. Yeah, I said it. Get out of here, white boy. Because now you trying to play people for stupid. And talking about all the women that was gonna fight on the card got an issue. I ain't heard one woman that was. Alicia Baumgartner didn't say shit about it. She was supposed to be, and shout out to Bum Game. I mess with Alicia Bum Gardner. She a good sister though. She good though. She good people. I'll support her because she always gives people like her. You can't help but to root for her. She always give me interviews, and for the most part, um, Carissa Shields gave me interviews. She was kind of pissed at me what I said a couple of years ago because she rolled her eyes at me. But listen, at the end of the day, Clarissa Shields got the last laugh because she got the deal. She got the 3 million signing bonus. She got a 4-fight deal that could pay her $8 million plus. So that $3 million signing bonus is more than Layla Ali ever made in her whole career. At the end of the day, I'm gonna say this again: Layla Ali is full of shit. She full of shit. She's a front runner. She been a front runner. She talked all this stuff, played victim. She that's all Layla Ali want to do is make videos because she damn sure don't want to get in the ring. You open up the can of worms. All you had to do is say you wasn't interested in the fight. You the one that said it'll take 10 or 15 million. Then all now you got these goofballs on here saying that Carissa Shields is buying views and stuff. People that don't even cover boxing. So I'm gonna say to y'all on behalf of Town Beard, if you don't really cover boxing or watch it like that, shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're talking about. Well, you got to understand sometimes they don't remember what your channel be called, but they know your voice. So I was like, I mean, but she's, I spoke to her and stuff. So, I mean, we cool. But like I said, Layla Ali misses all lives matter. Like Layla Ali been Tania. Let me explain something to you, my sis. This is the problem that I have with Layla Ali. She do this stuff. She play victim. This is why I had an issue with. I'm gonna tell you this, and I got to get out of here because I got to run out the. I got to run out to Pittsburgh. I got to go to Winco. This is how I started to the, and I don't know if the video is still up. So she responded to a video that me and Ticket TV had did. We had did a collab, and we went in on her because she was cooning, even though Floyd. Okay, so this is what Layla Ali does. Layla Ali, I told you she have light skin itis. So what happened was this is when I first got on YouTube because Ticket TV discovered me. So shout out to Ticket TV. So going into the Floyd Mayweather fight, you know how Floyd say that he TBE, and Layla Ali think everybody is supposed to say her father is the greatest fighter that ever lived. And if you say anything different, she got a problem with you. That just goes to show you how fake and disingenuous she is. So, and she got caught in the bold-faced lie too. So, going into the fight, she had an issue with Floyd because Floyd didn't, Floyd said he was TBE and ain't nobody gonna tell him that he wasn't better than Muhammad Ali or anybody else. So Layla Ali had a hissy fit about it. So going into the fight, Layla Ali was asked, "Oh, who is your father rooting for?" "Oh, my father is definitely Team Pacquiao. Oh, he rooting for Manny Pacquiao. He rooting for Manny Pacquiao. He want Manny Pacquiao to win." So not only did and this is what I'm saying, this is why people don't list stuff. Layla Ali did told lies before. So somebody from Muhammad Ali's team, I guess his people, his publicists or whatever, his PR people said, flat out said that it was a lie and said that Muhammad Ali said may the best man win. So, of course, and this is how I know that Carissa Shield was telling the truth about Mrs. All Lives Matter. And she, she tried to talk around that. And a lot of these people that watched that video, they didn't want to discuss that. So, me and Ticket was saying that Layla Ali was cooling, which she was. So, Layla Ali, I guess somebody told her about the video. So, she made some video just like what she did with Carissa Shields talking about, people are making videos playing victim because instead of just admitting that she got caught in the lie playing victim, I hear people out here. There's some videos where people were referring to me as a coon and all. Remember, she said she do the black power from behind closed doors. Remember, she said she loved everybody. Remember, she said all lives matter. So she made a video responding to me and Ticket. She didn't say our names, but me and Ticket knew who she was talking to. So I guess somebody said because you know how people say, "Oh, I don't want to give nobody no free publicity. I don't need your free publicity." So she made a video. She was responding to me, and everybody knew who she was. You know, I saw videos where people were calling me a coon and all this kind of stuff. And I'm not like that. I love everybody of all. Instead of her just admitting that she got caught in the lie, she tried to play victim. She been doing that stuff. She been doing that stuff. So that's how I knew that Carissa Shields was telling the truth. She do that stuff. When you call her out on certain things, she'll play victim. That she did that the exact same thing to me and Ticket. So that's why, and ever since then, I say, okay, so you one of them, huh? Like she said, she care about her sponsors more than she care about the community. So which means she can be bought, which by the way, nobody cares about her lousy TV shows that nobody watch. Nobody cares about her fucking lousy cookbooks. So at the end of the day, yeah. So that was like 10 years ago. So that's why I don't be, that's kind of like why I really, and then it was just a reminder when Carissa Shields showed that video of her on the Breakfast Club said, oh, well, you know, Blade. Yeah. So there you have it though. But there you have it, Tania. That's why I have a problem with Layla Ali, because she been doing that stuff. She did the same thing to me and Ticket that she did to Carissa Shields. Oh, I don't know where this is coming from. And Layla Ali, swear to God that everybody is jealous of her. She got like I said, she got light skin itis. So, you know, and I guess I could say that because I'm kind of on the lighter side, but she really do. But anyway, you guys, appreciate you being here. I gotta get out of here. Be back with more later.